Equity and inclusion are vital for the City of Greensboro's ability to grow and innovate in such a fast-changing environment. One Greensboro is a monthly show that highlights some of the ways the Office of Equity and Inclusion honors the observances listed on our Heritage Calendar and spotlights a City of Greensboro employee in a segment we call The One. These observances are an integral part of the National Equal Employment Opportunity and Civil Rights Program and encourage us to live as one people, one community, one Greensboro.
Welcome to this edition of One Greensboro. During this edition, we are here at Lindley Recreation Center, and we are actually going to be participating with City Council, our department directors, and some community members to try to make a rise to the challenge for people and persons with disabilities inside our organization and also outside our organization. So today we're going to talk to the mayor. We're going to talk to Russell Dye from Goodwill. We're also going to speak with Liz Lennon, who is our chair of our employee resource group. But most of all, our interview with our interim city manager, Mr. Chris Wilson, because this was his vision, this was his idea, and we are here today because he wanted us to be here and we made it happen. So sit back, relax, and let's rise to the challenge together.
Today we are not just here to learn, but you will learn. We're not just here to teach, but you're going to learn through self-discovery on today. Through unique experiences, because experience is still life's best teacher.
We are so excited today to actually capture some of the things that we have been speaking about in the City of Greensboro for quite some time. We are talking about how to navigate through for persons with disabilities, and what better way to kick off our show today than to have our illustrious, as I call her, Mayor Nancy Vaughan, to talk to us not only about why she's here, but also about the Mayor's Committee for Persons with Disability. Hello, Mayor Vaughan.
Hello, Maria. How are you?
I am wonderful. Tell us about what we're doing here today and why this is so important.
This morning has really been wonderful. It is the opportunity to meet with people with different abilities and to see the everyday struggles that they have. Whether it's sight impaired, hearing impaired, being in a wheelchair, things that we take for granted.
Absolutely. And you also have a committee, the Mayor's Committee for Persons with Disability. I don't think a lot of people know that exists. Tell us about that committee.
I think you're right, and it's really important because it is a committee that is made up with people with different abilities that can come to the city and talk about challenges they have in their everyday lives, whether or not it's the way that a building has been designed or transportation or something that is unique to them. But it gives us the opportunity to look at city services throughout the city.
Absolutely. And I have to admit, I came outside and I saw you in a wheelchair and you were trying to come up the ramp. What was that experience like?
I am still sweating. It takes tremendous upper body strength. And if the doors aren't the right width, you've got to reposition yourself, and I was slamming my fingers, but it was really a good experience because sometimes people in wheelchairs make it look easy.
Absolutely.
And it is so incredibly hard, and you've got to have that upper body strength and to figure out how to maneuver those angles. It was very interesting.
Wonderful. And we also have seen some with the non-visual disabilities as well.
I've not done that yet.
And we've got to get you there. Yes, we do.
Yes.
But we just wanted to thank you so very much, one, for the committee and sponsoring that and all the advocacy that committee does, but just being here and being so engrossed in what we're doing today. So thank you so much.
Well, I want to thank everybody for making this a possibility to be able to, for a few minutes, to really have empathy for people, but then to take it and figure out what we can do better.
Absolutely. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And today we are truly rising to the challenge. We are here watching our city manager's office, our directors, and our city council actually rise to the challenge for persons with disabilities. And we would not be here if it was not for our interim city manager, Chris Wilson. Hi, Chris, and thank you so much.
Maria, thank you for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Thank you. And could you tell us a little bit about why we're here and the inspiration behind why we're here?
Absolutely. When I first came to work for the city, let's say some years ago, there was a lack of accessibility. There was a lack of awareness about persons with different abilities. We actually had staff that were either redirecting or turning people away because they were intimidated by the interaction and they didn't understand how to engage and make people feel comfortable. So at that time, we began a series of trainings with our manager's office, with our council, with our frontline staff to make sure that there was some awareness about my ability, your ability, everyone's abilities, and how we're all the same. We just have different paths. So that particular training launched an understanding of how we needed to change and evolve as a city. Fast forward to today, I was so happy to help out in this interim period. But I wouldn't be doing this justice if we didn't come back to the table on this particular discussion around how we all have different abilities.
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah, and if we're going to be a community, we have to be a community together. We have to hear each other, we have to see each other, and we have to know each other. Absolutely. And that's what we're doing here today. We're getting to know each other so that we have an awareness that not everybody walks the same path. Not everybody has the same opportunity. Right. And if we don't talk about that, then we don't understand.
And I'm so glad, and thank you so much for allowing the Office of Equity and Inclusion to be a part of this and this One Greensboro show, because we have to create that awareness, not just for our employees, like you said, but also for our Greensboro citizens and make them know that we are trying our best to help not only ourselves, but mostly to help them as well. So,
well, we can't do this without you. We appreciate you all so very, very much, and it's important for us to continue this path.
Yes.
This is an event. This has to be part of our culture.
Absolutely.
Year after year, day after day. And I know that you all will help us lead the way, and I'm so very appreciative, Maria.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you. And is there anything that you want to say? Did you have a chance to participate today? I know some people are a little tired, broke a little sweat.
You know, I was an interested observer today.
I saw that.
I have actually participated in this training on a number of occasions.
Yes.
But I have my own personal experiences with some folks that are very close to me, my family members, people around me, the people I work with, and it's so very important to be here today in this moment, in this time with you, with our friends, with our family, and with our team.
Wonderful. And we thank you for the vision, and we thank you for allowing us to do this and allowing City Council and the department directors to participate. So thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you. Decision makers need to know these things so that we can make good, informed decisions.
Absolutely. And now we're speaking with Russell Dye with Triad Goodwill. And Russell is a true friend to the city. We've worked on several projects together, and we're going to talk about why disabilities is so important here at the city of Greensboro, but also in our entire community. Good morning, Russell.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good to see you.
So if you could, good to see you. If you could tell the viewers who you are and what you do for Triad Goodwill.
Sure. My name is Russell Dye. I am the Community and Business Engagement Manager with none other than Triad Goodwill, also known as Goodwill Industries of Central North Carolina, where we believe in improving lives and enriching the communities through the power of work. Basically what that means is we provide free, no cost, programmatic trainings that specialize in many different topics for anyone who walks into our Career Center located at 1235 South Eugene Street here in the wonderful city of Greensboro.
So Russell, tell us a little bit about some of the services that you actually offer, because I know today we're here at this wonderful fair. Tell us about the services and why that's so important.
Yeah, so some of the services we provide, historically we've done career fairs, job fairs, hiring events, things of that nature. But I think the days of those 400 and 500 people showing up at job fairs are kind of beyond us. So at this point we're getting very creative. We're offering a lot of virtual services. We are doing some in-person things now, which is very exciting. But we are offering financial literacy. Our JODO program is back up and operating, which is jobs on the outside for those who are justice involved. We also provide trainings for individuals who are making job transitions, because I think throughout the course of the pandemic and from the onset, we saw a lot of people go into new job opportunities and seek new work, seek new occupations. And so what we did was try to help individuals with upskilling. We now have a CDL program.
Yes.
We have an HVAC program.
Wow.
And many other things to come.
Wow. And I hear, because I've been a little in and out, you're chair of something now, aren't you?
Yeah.
What are you chair of?
I now serve as the vice chair for the Greensboro Mayor's Committee with persons with disabilities,
Wow.
for persons with disabilities.
Absolutely. And what has that brought to not only your job, but what you feel we need to do as advocates here in the city of Greensboro?
Oh, wow. Well, I'll start with the first part. So with my occupation, what it's done is it's brought about a new sense of appreciation for this population within our organization. And so we're now paying closer attention to that. And I think as an organization, we've become more intentional with our focus. And then specifically for myself and the community, I think what we can continue to do is be a voice. And as I said earlier today, a career advocate.
Absolutely. So Russell, what can we do to reach other employers to make sure that Goodwill is a partner, the city is a partner? What do you suggest that we do to reach out, or what are you all already doing?
So I think one of the things that we are doing is we're offering trainings. I am a certified disability awareness trainer. And so I utilize my position and my platform to go into employers and have those difficult conversations about what they don't know. And so a lot of times what we find out is people don't know what they don't know. Yes. And so presenting this information, sharing with them in a way that puts it right in front of them, shares with them that there's an opportunity to make your company more profitable through diversity. Oftentimes I think when we hear the term diversity, we think about skin color, we think about race, creed, religion. But one of the things that oftentimes gets left out is being an inclusive of people's varying abilities.
Absolutely, Russell. And that is the purpose. I've served on the Mayor's Committee for many, many years. I was chair as well once too. So we have that in common.
Right.
But that's why that is so important, to make sure the community understands that.
Absolutely.
And not just us here at the city of Greensboro, or you at Goodwill. So,
absolutely.
And we thank you so much for everything
you.
you're doing, and keep on. And I know you have some more rotations to do, so I'm going to let you get back to that.
Absolutely.
But thank you so very much.
Thank you, Maria, for having me.
As we continue our journey today with our program, it has been so enlightening, but we would not be here today, and we won't continue to do this without Liz Lennon and the Employee Resource Group for Persons with Disabilities. Hi, Liz. How are you?
Hi. How are you, Maria?
Good. Tell us a little bit about the event and why this was so important.
Well, first, our Employee Resource Group, I am the chair of the Persons with Disability group, and of course, this is not just an important event for me, because it's informative and allows people to see a different spectrum so far as the disability part, but it's personal. It's my personal life every single day. This is what I live. So not only am I an advocate for others, but advocate for myself as well, to make sure that as a City of Greensboro employee that, you know, we pay attention to the things that most people don't, you know, not to fault people because it's not your world, but to just bring that awareness that, you know, this is a part of our everyday lives, rather it's going to work, coming into city buildings, you know, making sure that everything is accessible. So I think this was very important, and I'm hoping that it'll be the beginning of many, many more to come. Of course, with the ERG group, Persons with Disability, that we're able to take this and just run with it and allow people to know that this is something that people need to be aware of on a continuing basis. So we're all year long.
In the month of December, would you say?
Okay. Exactly. So we are, you know, still partnering up with, of course, yourself as well as many others, to make sure that this is something that continues and people are informed about disabilities, not just disabilities that are seen, but disabilities that are not seen. Absolutely. And how we can be of help and make sure that everyone is included in the workplace.
Wonderful. And I know, Liz, too, we typically do an episode called The One for our employees, and I know you have been involved for quite some time, 3 years actually, as the chair. So why is being the chair of this employee resource group so important for you?
Once again, because it's personal. It's different when you work with people and it's your everyday life, and then you clock out and go home and live another life. But for me, this is 24/7, you know, and it allows me to inform people in areas of things that you wouldn't think. Perfect example, the first time that I actually had to know the difference between a wheelchair accessible hotel room when I traveled for the first time. I reserved a handicap accessible. And when I got there, I noticed that the bathroom, it did not have any accessibility for my chair. And of course, I went downstairs about to go into, where's my room? Why is it? And he said, you reserved a handicap. And there is a difference between handicap and wheelchair accessibility. So it's those different things that people don't think about. And these are the same people who are planning for our buildings, planning to build, planning for programs. And these are the things that you don't think about. So once again, this is my everyday life and it's personal. So being in that chair really allows me to, give that input towards people when they're doing things to say, hey, I know you're thinking this way, but think about it this way because this is how it happens. So that's why it's very important to me.
And I can truly say you have done so much to inform. Even with what you just said, I didn't even think about that, but I will now. You best believe I will now. But we are looking forward to partnering, to having this more throughout the city of Greensboro for our employees, and maybe we can even do one for the community as one of our projects. So Liz, I just want to say thank you for all you do, and thank you for chairing the group.
Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to be a part.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
And think about how something that you experience today can help you move that forward. Today is not the end. Today is just the beginning. You all have an opportunity at work and in your personal lives outside of work to make an impact.
What an excellent day we had, rising to the challenge. This edition of One Greensboro will close us out for the 2021 year, and I was so inspired to see everyone participating in our 6 exercises, from council members to the mayor to our department directors. It was such a good day. And the takeaway from today is we need to rise to the challenge and realize that there are still some seen disabilities, but there are also some hidden and some unseen disabilities as well. And we all need to recognize and help each other out. And when we do that, we will truly create One Greensboro.